Today I've got some Dollar Tree Easter crafts for you that are very affordable and easy to make. Let's get started. I got these eggs from the Dollar Tree. You get 3 in a pack, and I believe I just used 3 packs, and it just depends on how long you're going to make your garland is how many eggs you'll need. I did take some scissors and cut away some of these plastic pieces sticking out. I thought that, helped just to make it look a little bit nicer. And then I took these outside and spray painted them. I had these 2 off-white colors, and I just had a little bit in each can left, and so I just used them both up on these. And then for the final coat of paint, I used some Cashew Waverly chalk paint. And then I darkened that up with a little bit of antique wax. I got this striped fabric here from Walmart.com. They didn't have it in store. Of course, I wish they would sell fabric like this in store. But I just cut it into strips here. I believe I show you, about how long each strip was. I believe it was about, 6 inches. And, they're about an inch wide, not quite an inch. But it really just depends on whatever look you're going for, and I'm sure many of you have made rag banners before, and that's what I'm doing here, just cutting some strips of fabric, and in between each egg, just tying them, just a simple knot, and just I wanted the fabric strips just to be kind of sticking out everywhere, sort of a messy look. For this one, I used several of these packs of foam egg ornaments from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be removing and throwing away those little pieces of ribbon. And this is just how I decided to paint them. I put each one on a toothpick, and that way I was able to give each of these a coat of Ivory chalk paint. Once I got the first coat done, I thought I might want to go with a darker color. So I tried one out, and I really liked the Cashew, but I decided to do half in Cashew and half in Ivory. So for the second coat on half of them, I did another coat of Ivory, and for the other half, I did a coat of Cashew. I got this styrofoam cone from the Dollar Tree. It wasn't quite tall enough. I wanted a little more height, so I'm adding some of this green floral foam to the bottom here to make that a little bit taller. And I'm just attaching those together with some E6000 and some pins. I gave the whole thing a couple of coats of this English ivy paint. And to attach each egg here to our topiary, I'm just using toothpicks, and it held very nicely. I wanted to give it a base, and so I'm just using one of these little plastic plates from the Dollar Tree. And then to attach the tree to the base, I took a roll of cardboard out of some foil, and I'm just going to hot glue that to the plate, and then that way I can kind of, using glue, just have something more than just glue holding it on there. That with that cardboard going up into the foam, I think that'll make for a sturdier hold. Now I'm simply going to hot glue some Dollar Tree moss in between all these eggs. And I want to completely cover the base plate so that you can't see that plastic plate down there. I'm removing the berries off of the berry garland from the Dollar Tree. I just wanted the vine. I didn't want the berries on there. They do sell, I'm not sure what it's called, I guess vine, wired vine, I think it is maybe what it's called. I would like to get some. I know they sell it in craft stores and on Amazon. And I didn't have any, so I just, took the little berries off of this. And the whole idea is just to wrap the vine sort of randomly around the topiary and using hot glue and stabbing that into the foam inside of there. This is just a quick reminder that if you're liking this video, click that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. That way you don't miss any future videos. Those are free ways to help out my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Let's get back to crafting. They sell these large Easter eggs at the Dollar Tree and you're just going to need the back half. I'm giving it a coat of ivory paint, well actually 2 coats of ivory paint on the back, and on the inside I used moss chalk paint because the chalk paint sticks better to the plastic, to that shiny plastic, and so I just used the moss chalk paint as a base coat, and then I'm going to put over the top of that some of that English ivory acrylic paint. I made a stamp in the shape of an egg just out of a piece of the packaging from something from the Dollar Tree. And so you could just take like a small cardboard tube or just whatever, take some paper and make a little egg shape. And then I'm just going to dip it in the paint and put that on the background here inside of our egg. There was a couple of little plastic pieces on the bottom there, and because we're going to be adding a base later, I wanted to get those out of the way, so I was using a utility knife and cut those off. And now around the front of the egg, there's this little groove there, and this strand of beads fit nicely in there, and it just, makes it look a little bit nicer, just using some hot glue and going all the way around. I used some antique wax to darken up the inside. It was a little too bright for me, the contrast there, and put some on the back as well. For the base, I'm just taking this oversized wooden bead that I've had in my stash for a while, and then a wood round. I believe I got these wood rounds from Walmart. It came in a multi-pack. I'm pretty sure I've seen them at the Dollar Tree as well, but I'm just using hot glue and attaching, the egg and all three pieces together here to create a stand for our little egg diorama. When I painted the egg, I left the bottom unpainted because I knew I was going to be attaching the base. And whenever I can, I hold off on painting until I get something glued together. That way the glue is adhering, one thing to another without there being paint in between there to sort of hinder that hold. I'll leave the link to where I got this little rabbit. I got it from Graphics Fairy, but I will leave a link to that in the description box. I was a little heavy-handed with the antique wax on the back of the egg, and so I took some more ivory paint and just went over that to lighten that up a little bit. Now I'm going to make an arch to be standing up behind the rabbit in the egg, and there's really no, correct way to do this. I just took some chipboard, which is just a really thin cardboard. You could use cardboard. This is just what I had close at hand. I actually didn't have any cardboard around me at the time, and cardboard would work better because I ended up sandwiching two pieces of this together to make it thicker for it to be a little more sturdy. But this chipboard is about the thickness of a cereal box or, any other kind of food box. It's about that thickness. And so you could use that as well if you have like an old cereal box or, food packaging. And then you can just use as many layers as you needed for it to be thick enough for it to be sturdy. I gave a coat of antique wax to the chipboard. That way it sort of resembles, the look of wood. And we're going to be covering that with some berry garland as well. At the bottom of the egg, I wanted to build it up a little bit to just sort of raise everything up and make a base for everything that's going to be inside here. And so I just took some styrofoam out of a package that I got and just built that up inside of there, and I'll be covering that with moss. I glued that styrofoam inside there with a combination of E6000 and hot glue, and I was surprised that the E6000 ate through the styrofoam. Usually it's the hot glue that you have to worry about melting styrofoam, but you can see there how it looks thin in the middle. That's where I put the E6000. It just ate it away. It was, it surprised me. I broke a toothpick in half and I'm just gluing it to the back of the archway there, and I'm going to build up the very back, back in there. You can just keep adding layers of styrofoam to create, whatever shape of ground that you want to create inside of here. And I'm just using hot glue and sticking those toothpicks down inside of the styrofoam. I will leave this banner in the description box, a printable, and what I did is I just took a free banner from the internet and then wrote a little Bible verse inside from Song of Solomon, and I thought it was fitting for, what we were making here. And here I'm just gluing down with some hot glue some of the sort of brownish moss from the Dollar Tree. Those little pip berries or whatever they're called on that Dollar Tree garland, they were a little stark, a little bright white. I really just wanted the rabbit to be the brightest thing, the thing that really stood out inside of the egg, and not, sort of have any other bright colors around him distracting, your eye or whatever. So I just darkened them up with some antique wax. And these little yellow flowers from the Dollar Tree, they are really cute. But I kind of wanted to take the, I didn't have any yellow anywhere else on here. And so I just thought it would look better if I just sort of whitewash them just a little bit with that ivory paint. Instead of this little banner, if you don't have a printer, you could hand make a little banner, maybe one, maybe a little triangle banner, and write out the word spring, or just use your imagination and, create any kind of little banner or little note card here on the front saying whatever you want it to say. This one is definitely my favorite in this video. It sort of started out, I was thinking it would be my least favorite, and it ended up being my favorite. Sometimes crafts turn out like that. They turn out better than you think they're going to turn out. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you ever have any questions, put those down in the comments and I will get back to you. I know sometimes these crafting videos are a little fast. Crafters are always trying to make their videos as short as possible because that seems to be what people like. But sometimes we sacrifice some of the information for the sake of quickness. So just reach out to me if I'm ever unclear on anything. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.